Questions and answers about the Opportunity Residence Act, Chancen-Aufenthaltsrecht. How and where can I apply for the Opportunity Residence Act? The Opportunity Residence Act must be applied at the responsible foreigners authority. We recommend submitting a written application. Who can apply? The person must have lived in Germany without interruption for 5 years after October 31, 2017 with a Duldung, Aufenthaltsgesetzes. Periods with a Duldung light are also counted towards these 5 years. In addition, a commitment to the free democratic basic order is required. It is not necessary to have a job, a passport, a proven identity and language skills. The Opportunity Residence Act is intended precisely to give people the opportunity to fulfill the requirements for permanent residence during the 18-month period. Who is excluded from the Opportunity Residence Act, even if the person meets the requirements? People who have been sentenced to imprisonment or fines up to 90 daily rates for crimes and also entering and staying in Germany without a passport or residence permit are excluded. This would also apply to young people sentenced under juvenile criminal law in a detention center. The Opportunity Residence Act will also be denied if someone has repeatedly and intentionally provided false information about identity or nationality. It is no ground for exclusion if a person has not cooperated in obtaining a passport or has not removed obstacles to deportation. Does the Opportunity Residence Act also apply to family members of eligible persons, even if the family members have not yet lived in Germany for 5 years? Yes, spouses or registered life partners as well as underage children living in the same household as eligible persons should be granted the Opportunity Residence Act, even if they have not yet lived in Germany for 5 years. Unmarried children who are of full age can also be granted the Opportunity Residence Act if they were minors when they entered Germany and continue to live in the same household as the person who is entitled to the Opportunity Residence Act. What status do people get who receive the Opportunity Residence Act? Those who fulfill the requirements of the Opportunity Residence Act receive a residence permit valid for 18 months, with which work, both dependent employment with an employer and self-employment, is permitted. It is also possible to travel abroad if you already have a valid passport. What do people have to do during the 18 months in order to continue to receive a residence permit afterwards? After the 18 months, all the general conditions for issuing a permanent residence permit must be met. In order to obtain a residence permit in Germany beyond the 18 months, those affected should use the time to fulfill all requirements. What status can people get after the Opportunity Residence Act? After the Opportunity Residence Act but also before the 18 months have expired, people can change to a right of residence if they meet the respective requirement. To the right of residence for well-integrated adolescents and young adults, between the ages of 14 and 27 Section 25 of the Residence Act.